This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, Highlanders fullback Ben Smith is due to chalk up an impressive milestone tonight. Members of the Dunedin Symphony Orchestra are having their rock and roll chops tested ahead of Tally Ho 3. And top drivers from New Zealand and around the world are to feature in the Otago Rally this weekend. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Highlanders fullback Ben Smith is set to hit an impressive milestone tonight when the Highlanders take on the Crusaders in around 2 hours' time. The 32-year-old will play his 150th Super Rugby game for the franchise as the side looks to get one over their southern neighbours in Christchurch.
Since making his Super Rugby debut back in 2009, Ben Smith has only had eyes for the Highlanders.
For me, it's always been a team I've loved to play for, and at the end of the day it's been a really easy choice to, when it's been contract renewals, to stick around and try and play for a team that I've loved.
He's the most capped player in Highlanders history. He's scored 190 points and has probably saved many more. And although he's keen to typically downplay his achievements, notching up 150 games for his beloved club is something special. It's just a wee bit different, I suppose. I've got a bit of family that are going to come up to Christchurch this weekend, and it's probably different in that aspect as they don't really travel for away games, but I'll have a bit of support there from them, so it'd be cool to have them up there. Born and raised in Dunedin, Smith honed his fledgling rugby skills at King's High School and then at Green Island. And while he's set to join French club Pau after the Rugby World Cup in Japan later this year, his current coach says he's shown tremendous loyalty and has made a big contribution to the Highlanders.
He loves this team. He really loves the people that he represents, and he just puts it out there week in, week out, every day. He's a real champion.
Smith says his career to date has been full of lasting memories, including almost every game against the Crusaders.
This weekend's a prime example. The Crusaders, they're really setting the benchmark in how this competition's been played, and we're really excited about that challenge. So these are the kind of games that you really look forward to, because you get to test yourself against a team like that is something that you want to do.
Fans will be hoping Smith's 150th can inspire the team to a much-needed win in Dunedin, the South today.
One person is dead after a car was flattened against a truck in a collision south of Milton this afternoon. The serious crash unit has been advised and the road may not be clear for some time. A reporter at the scene says the crash was between a car and a septic tank servicing truck. The car, which was covered in a sheet, was flattened against the front of the truck and squashed in half. The road is blocked in both directions and traffic is backed up. Members of the Dunedin Symphony Orchestra are having their rock and roll chops tested ahead of a crossover gig this Saturday. The third instalment of the Tally Ho concert series sees classical musicians coming up to speed to play an evening of pop songs, some of which are world famous in Dunedin.
On song, internationally renowned opera singer Annalise wrapping her highly skilled vocal cords around Jay Clarkson's The Boy with the Sad Hands. More used to singing arias, she says singing pop music requires a slightly different skill set, and this song has a familiar theme.
Makes me nervous that you say that she's going to listen to it. But I do feel like that is one of the ones that I do feel like I've got a story that I've got a background story for that one that I can add to it. So I'd love to compare stories with Jay, so to see if we have a similar man that we're singing about. It's a good song, and probably a pretty common story actually.
Chill's frontman Martin Phillips is recently back from a highly successful US tour, and while he's looking forward to getting to sing one of his own most known songs this time around, he says one of the event's founders will be there in spirit.
Obviously, one of the special things about Tally Ho is it always reminds us of Roy Colbert. You know, it's just, he's been such a fixture of the Dunedin music scene since before, well, I wouldn't say before I was born, but my first records were bought at Roy's shop. He is constantly there as a measure of the standards we should be aspiring to, and the choice of songs, and we all miss him, but at the same time, in a weird spiritual way, I do feel his presence overlooking this whole thing, and it's wonderful.
Rehearsals are taking place this week within the very Gothic Dunedin Symphony Orchestra's Hanover Hall, with the whole venue being filled with mostly acoustically produced sound. The Symphony Orchestra's General Manager, Philippa Harris, says Tally Ho is a significant event on their calendar.
It's a huge event for us because it symbolises a lot of different things. First of all, it symbolises or it illustrates the close connections between the university and the orchestra, and I think between the university and its community.
From classically trained to lesser trained folk and rock musicians, Harris says it showcases the depth and breadth of Dunedin's musical talent.
And then we have some of the Dunedin Sound originals, Graham and Shane Carter and Martin Phillips. But then we also have the newbies coming through, Molly Devine, Lani Alo, Nadia Reid and Anthony Tonnen, who are really making a name for themselves as well.
The third instalment of Tally Ho adds new artists and new material, while also taking songs from the first two concerts. It could well be the last one in the series, with musicians unsure about doing another one. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Flights have been cancelled at Queenstown Airport tonight due to an air traffic control staff calling in sick. In a statement, Airways New Zealand says 6 flights are being rescheduled and airlines are making other arrangements for passengers. It says it's worked through all options to provide cover, but couldn't find a suitable and safe solution. The control tower will reopen just after 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. The most open and competitive New Zealand Rally Championship in recent history is set to begin in Otago this weekend, with any one of about 10 drivers staking a claim to become national champion. The nation's #1 rally driver, Hayden Patten, will be looking to extend his impressive record by collecting his 7th Otago title, while local woman Emma Gilmore is always a chance on her home roads.
Getting acquainted with the quick, if not wet, Otago roads ahead of this weekend's rally. Drivers set to compete in the opening round of the New Zealand and Asia Pacific Rally Championships.
And it runs a competitive stages over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is the South Dunedin based around Wahola. Sunday's around Oamaru.
A record-breaking 132 cars will start the rally, beating the previous highest entry number set in 2017. Headed by former Hyundai WRC star Hayden Patten, the event also incorporates the International Otago Classic Rally and an all-comers division.
And we've got 130 crews from all over the world. We've got 21 international teams from 8 different countries.
Ford is the most popular make of car with 33 entries, most of them Escorts and Fiestas, followed by Toyota, Mitsubishi and Subaru. All makes and models set to be tested to their limits, with rain and showers forecast for Sunday.
Rally drivers don't really care because they're inside. It's the service crew that don't like it, but no, they won't really care.
The rally gets underway tonight with a ceremonial start in the Octagon in Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, the South Westland Bridge destroyed by heavy flooding last month is ready to reopen tomorrow, and we hear why an Otago second-hand dealer continues to sell Nazi memorabilia after the Christchurch attacks.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Evening, I'm from the Parks Department. Have you got a permit for that fire?
Welcome back. A South Westland bridge destroyed in heavy flooding late last month is set to reopen tomorrow. The Waiho River Bailey Bridge was washed away when torrential rain battered the west coast late last month, cutting off access between Fox Glacier and Franz Josef. The NZTA says the plan was to open the bridge today, but more rain earlier this week and rising river levels meant it had to be pushed back. As this time-lapse video shows, multiple contractors, the Defence Force's Army engineers, designers and the local South Westland community worked to get the new bridge in place as quickly as possible. The bridge will be officially reopened at 11 a.m. tomorrow with a short outdoor event and blessing. But road users should be prepared for a slightly slower journey for the next few weeks, as there's still more work to do on the bridge. An Otago second-hand dealer is defending his range of Nazi memorabilia and says he's sold several swastika badges since the Christchurch attacks. Trash Converters owner and manager Barry White sells a wide range of Nazi memorabilia at his Palmerston store. ODT reporter George Block paid him a visit.
German memorabilia, a lot of them, that's all Legionnaire, which you won't get, French from Legion. That's Gurkhas, military set, which is very rare.
Yeah.
I even got the knife he was presented with.
And you're telling me that thing, it's a
That's
Nazi.
That's coffin sash.
Yeah.
Now it's been more political than to do with Nazi. It's been.
And you've sold a few of these badges?
We sell lots of party badges.
Yeah. The Nazi party badges?
Yep.
Yeah. And have you sold any since Christchurch last month?
Sold 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just from normal, regular people.
I mean, are they normal though, buying things with the swastika on them?
A lot of people like them, yeah. It's just a nice wee badge to have.
Yeah.
Now, if they collect badges, there's some school kids the other day bought heaps of other badges. If she had the money, should have bought one of those just to have one.
Yeah. Hey, this brigade here, the Totenkopf, that was a division of the
That
SS.
was division of the SS, yeah.
And they killed 97 British soldiers in Dunkirk, you know?
But did you hear how many special forces killed? How many Germans they killed? You never heard that.
No.
Yeah, the winner writes the story.
Yeah. But I mean, the SS, they massacred hundreds of thousands of Jews in Poland. You know, people wearing this Totenkopf thing.
So did Stalin. But you don't hear about that now.
Do you agree with any of these Nazi?
No, I don't agree with any. It doesn't. It's just stopped for me.
Yeah. Are you concerned that people who share the beliefs of the Christchurch shooting could buy this stuff?
No, most people are just normal people, lawyers, things like that. You wouldn't even know they had a massive collection at home.
I mean,
I've got mates which are soldiers, but have got a collection of German stuff.
Yeah.
Because the German were the best dressed.
It is hard to ignore the history of that Totenkopf thing.
Yeah,
people wearing that shot Jews as they knelt by pits of their relatives.
That guy just showed me that book. He's done the same. You know, so what's the difference? He's up to 5 years ago, still doing the same.
Have you got any plans to stop selling this after the Christchurch tax?
No, because it's nothing to do with Christchurch. The guy didn't even confess to be a flipping Nazi or anything.
And what's your biggest seller?
Biggest seller? Toys.
Toys.
The New Zealand Jewish Council says it recognises the legal right of people to sell Nazi memorabilia. The council hopes people understand the pain seeing these items can cause. After the break on the South today, the hotly debated Singapore-based Asia-Pacific Dragons take on the Western Force in Perth tonight, and we have the weekend's weather for you, so stay with us.
Autumn is here and it's too late to sow seed. But don't despair, Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Green Island Medical Centre have 2 late night clinics. We are now open on a Tuesday and Thursday night until 7 p.m. with doctor and nurse appointments available. Phone us on 488 2754 to make a booking or to find out more information.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Step into Shop on Carol and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Thanks for staying with us. The side, which has been part of a rigorous debate in Otago rugby over the past few months, will finally get out on the field tonight. The Singapore-based Asia Pacific Dragons take on the Western Force in Perth as part of the Global Rapid Rugby Series. The side is coached by former Otago Boys First 15 coach Ryan Martin and includes 7 players with Otago links. In this week's ODT Rugby Chat, Paul Dyer discusses the issue with Harbour Premier coach Ryan Nicholas.
Right, mate, look, I touched on the Singapore thing, or I might start with that. So look, you lost quite a few players to Singapore and have gone offshore anyway. Mate, what's your take on that? I mean, I know all the clubs are upset because they think they're losing a lot of players to Singapore, then they can possibly all come back and then play for Otago. I find the clubs are finding that really hard to deal with. What's your take on this whole Singapore thing? I know you're a professional rugby player, so it's a bit easier for you.
I still don't thank Harley for taking all the players, but you know, as a coach and as a former professional player, you want these guys to play and to be able to become professional rugby players, right? So some of these guys are signed with Otago. I'm not sure how much for. Yep. But the alternative with these guys is that they're not getting enough money for just ITM. They'll go looking
for money
wherever it is for a little bit more coin.
Yep.
So you know, only a short lifespan.
Yep.
And then these guys, you lose them totally. So how it is at the moment, we may lose them for 3-4 months, but this year anyway, we're getting them back end of May probably. And so we'll get a bit out of them.
Yep. Look, I don't think clubs mind that if they're back by the end of May and then they're still playing club rugby. But if we've got a whole boatload turning up on the 1st or 2nd of July to play for Otago, then where's our window going? You know, who gets to play for Otago? I think that's the issue that a lot of these guys are having. But we'll leave that. Look, I just quickly want to talk about your depth, because I've watched your Colts team. I watched them play on Saturday when they smashed up a poor little Dunedin outfit. And they are, if you could keep that side together, they win that Prem Colts competition in Canada. They are that big and strong and fast.
We're hoping they do. You know, we're closely aligned the Colts this year with the Prem, so we train together.
And I see you, and
all
you're
our
also
players are the same.
And you're moving them from team to team each. I see you taking a group away to reserve for your Prems.
That's right. You know, half of my bench for the Prems are the Colts at the moment. So you know, they're getting all the experience with playing with all the top Prems players and everything else. We're getting good opposed sessions every training. Because of that, they're getting good coaching and they're learning from the older guys.
Yep.
You know, so they're in their own right. They're good players anyway, and they're big, and we've scouted them because of that.
Yep.
But it's all coming together because we've had them for a while. We've had a good pre-season. They've been in the Prems as well.
Right.
We've been working together. So
okay, so things are on the up for you guys. So look, we'll move on quickly then to the games this weekend. So to get an opinion from you. So the home teams first. Dunedin up against Kike.
Kike.
You pick Kike. GI up against Tyree. This is a key game now. This is a big local game. This is a big local derby. I know the Tyree boys are pretty worried about this.
Yeah, flip a coin, man.
Is that tight?
Flip a coin.
AU and Harbour, so you're coming into town. That should be comfortable for you guys.
I'll bet my boys all day. Yeah.
And then the other game, I felt the last two were easier games, Zingers and Varsity.
Varsity obviously, but they're going to start turning things around. Must be under a bit of pressure. Bit slow start for them, but Varsity's still good outfit.
Still haven't won a game. They won a game.
Still good outfit though, and you know they're going to be thereabouts
when they get there. Yeah. Look, so there it is for this week. I'm just thinking Dunedin, Kaikoura. I agree, too close to call. I'll stick with the Sharks, but I would be surprised if they won. GI and Tyree, again, I agree, it's too close to call. Look, I'm going to go against the Spannerheads, and I didn't pick them last week to my loss, but I'm picking Tyree just. Yeah, look, Harbour too strong for AU, Varsity too strong for Zingers.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. Highlanders fullback Ben Smith is due to chalk up an impressive milestone tonight when his team travelled to take on the Crusaders in Christchurch. Members of the Dunedin Symphony Orchestra are having their rock and roll chops tested ahead of tomorrow night's Tally Ho 3 in Dunedin's Town Hall. And top rally drivers from New Zealand and some from around the world are converging in the south for the Otago Rally this weekend. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome Barry Stewart. What have you got for us in tomorrow's paper?
Hello Melissa. Well, we've got a really good lineup of reads and stories in the paper tomorrow. Just a quick sample. 11 people have been arrested over the last 10 days in raids against gangs and organised crime in Invercargill, Gore and Queenstown. Dunedin people have had their say in a survey on what they would like to see or included in an upgrade of the CBD. Charlie Unwin, a former Shortland Street actor, has been appointed the new Dunedin Arts Festival director, replacing Nicholas McBride, who resigned last year. And Alexandra Woman has been tasked with the job of securing 900 workers to build the new Dunedin Hospital. We have Rugby, Highlanders vs Crusaders tonight, and of course the mix, lots of good stories in there.
Wonderful. So there's something for everyone in tomorrow's ODT. Indeed. Thank you, Barry. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather. Oh, the weekend.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the southern view, every dog has its day, and this scruffy pooch looks to be having a great time. Looking at the situation, a weak cold front will move past early Sunday with brief showers. Otherwise, the weekend weather for the Otago Rally is looking mostly fine but cold. In the southern towns, plan for light westerlies, fine weather. The Catlins is due for 13 degrees, while Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore should all reach 14 degrees. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, wrap up against moderate southerlies, although it's due to become fine later on. Wanaka, Alexandra and Queenstown expect light winds, clear skies and 16 degrees. Cloud increases in Tiana and you're looking at a high of 13 degrees. Up to the northern towns, Twizel and Amarama plan for light winds with clear skies. Twizel hits a high of 16 and Amarama 17. Timaru and Oamaru, you'll have an afternoon of northeasterly, some cloud and 14 degrees. In Dunedin, fine and cold tonight with an overnight low of 2. Sunny and cool tomorrow with light northeasterlies developing, looking at a high of 13 and a low of 6 degrees. A few brief showers on Sunday morning, then mostly cloudy with cold gusty southwesterlies decreasing, a high of 13 and a chilly low of 6 degrees. Heading to Invercargill, fine and frosty tonight with an overnight low of 0 degrees. Mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with moderate westerlies and cool temperatures, a high of 13 and a low of 7 degrees. Time to bring out the winter woolies. Showers at first on Sunday, followed by sunny periods during the afternoon, a high of 12 and a low of 1 degree. And that's all our news for this Friday. For the latest news from the Southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great weekend. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.